It was an accomplishment for both of us.
Yeah. And she teaches me how to park, which is very hard.
Yeah.
And I still don't know how to do it.
I mean, driving to Palermo, it's crazy because at that time we were living in Palermo. So it was crazy. Like,
hello.
hi.
Can you hear us?
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Great.
Perfect.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for doing this.
Yeah, for
Of
sure.
course.
Thank you
Thank
for having
you.
us.
Of course. My name is Adam, and this podcast is about the two of you, and obviously the new music you have coming out, and your journey in this industry, and how you got to where you are now.
Thank you
Great.
so much.
I'm excited to chat. So why don't you introduce each other so I know who's who?
I'm Georgia.
I'm
Gioli.
Assia.
Yeah, you can call me Gioli and Georgia as you want. Gioli is my artist name.
Yeah, I'm just Assia.
Okay, Gioli Assia. Perfect. Easy.
Yeah.
All right. Well, let's start with you, Gioli. How did you? I mean, where were you born and raised?
I was born in Palermo in Sicily, 1996, and I was raised in Milazzo, which is a very small town next to Messina. And I spent like my first 18 years there without traveling, just studying. And then when I finished my high school, I said to my parents, I really want to do music. I don't want to study literature anymore. I want to change. And I really loved music since when I was 8 years old. At the beginning for them, it was kind of difficult since like we are from Sicily, you know, like some people is minded, so they prefer like a normal job, like being a lawyer.
Oh, sure. Like go to school, get your
Exactly.
corporate job.
Like at the beginning even though my father was always a supporter of my music love and passion, he said, okay, you can do music, but you have to do a university in music, like music engineer. So I went to Cambridge for a couple of months, and then she wrote me. And so we started working together. I was just 18 years old. Now I'm 26, and we kind of
8
work
years.
together, try to find our way in the music industry since then.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. So you both met that when you were only 18, when you were young then?
Yeah.
Fairly young.
I was 23. Like we are 5 years like difference. So
Not too bad.
not too
No.
bad. No, it's like the best difference, like not too young, not too, I think is
The good balance. Yeah. Also, she was graduating,
Yeah.
and she finished graduation. I was in Cambridge. She wrote me on Facebook, and I was free. She was free. So we kind of fighted with our parents to have the permission to like start working,
Yeah.
even if we really didn't know how. We just like tried to use the internet, trying to use the social media at the time, so more Facebook than everything else. And
yeah, I mean, we
eventually,
did our best, like to at that time social wasn't like TikTok these days, like everyone using TikTok, everyone is on Instagram, but it was kind of new. So we tried, I mean, at least in the small cities where we're coming from. So it was new for us to try to do videos and becoming viral, using the music, creating stuff. So it was interesting because we were doing everything at that time.
also we founded our own label, the Assias Records, in 2016. And we kind of learned step by step how to build a career in the
really
music industry.
no one was in the music, like she's
yeah.
from a town bigger than mine. It was just 1,000 inhabitants, like in the mountains, very
Yeah.
far from everything. So like the music was like, no, it doesn't even exist. So it was like, okay, you have to go as her to the university. So I finished the university, but I was into art and photography and creating and everything in general. And once I saw her video, I said, oh my God, a girl who is playing music and is doing videos on Facebook. I was like, no, I have to contact her. So I started contacting her, and she asked me for the number. So it was like the best ever, like, wow, a dream coming true. Yeah. And then we started chatting
and dating.
It was
like
so,
it
was so spontaneous, like everything.
I think the best part of our relationship is that we don't put like a wall between what is the career and what is the relationship. Like
Mhm.
even if we are watching a movie, maybe we can get inspired talking about an argument about our career, our goals, what we want to do, the music that we have to create. And vice versa, when we are traveling for work, we could have also like a normal date at the restaurant. So this is very cool for us. I mean, a lot of people think it's difficult because you have to balance, and the other person means literally the whole world for you, because she's like my colleague and my fiance.
Right. Yeah. It's everything's kind of mashed, or everything's together. And then you have a label together. You're in a relationship together. You're writing music together, and like you have to be around each other all the time. I mean, all the time.
Yeah, we're very symbiotic. Like since 8 years, we have symbiotic. Like we complete the senses of each other. Like it's crazy. Like people when they talk to us, it's like talking to a person. So yeah,
I love that.
It's what is getting us strong.
I did. Well, I'll say so. Well, actually, let's back up real quick. So, Gioli, before you went to university and all that, did you start off in any like piano lessons as a kid, or?
Yeah, I started piano lessons when I was 8. So it's a long relationship with the music as well. And then I started playing the guitar by myself around 14 years old. Then I started, because I was really interested into classical music, I started taking some lessons of cello when I was 17. And around 18 years old, I found a lot of interest for the percussion, because I saw some percussionists playing with DJs in some beach clubs in my hometown. And I really loved it. I loved the vibe and how you can have fun with the music as well. So I said, like, why don't I just buy it and see if I can do it? And I started playing percussion next to some DJs in my town. Also, like during my teenage years from 14 to 17, I was also into some local bands, some rock bands. I was the electric guitarist, and yeah, like
Wow.
I play music since forever.
Yeah, it was crazy. I mean, like our city is bigger, while mine, like I said, it was like 1,000 inhabitants and like far from everyone and everything. So even like doing activities like, I don't know, swimming or like playing soccer, I had to go like from a city to another, like 1 hour road driving. So it was hard. At the beginning, I was playing soccer. Then I tried to like do some kind of things in the arts, like at the laptop. I bought a laptop and I was trying to doing graphics, pictures, and I started like my artistry that way with photography. But then it was like so hard when you were looking someone into music, it was impossible. Like I tried to have guitar lessons and I did it like 5 or 10 or something because the teacher wasn't that good. So it was so old, and like even speaking about music was not interesting at all. I was like so bored.
Right.
So it was hard to me. And when I tried to look for other guys doing music, there was just one guy, but at the end of the lesson he jumped me and kissed me, so it wasn't really a lesson. Yeah, it was crazy.
Wow. Talk about forward. I mean, so after the lesson he just kissed you?
I just wanted to have fun, like, and play some music. So it was okay. I forget about the music for a moment till I did.
Yeah, that'd be pretty jarring to like have somebody. I'd be like, okay, what am I getting myself into? This is a little weird.
Exactly. So yeah, I did normal university in languages. I graduated in Russian language. Very boring, but kind of useful sometimes. Yeah, and then I met her, and it was like everything crazy.
So you saw her videos on YouTube? She was posting videos.
Facebook. It was on Facebook.
Oh, on Facebook. You were posting videos of yourself performing, like acoustic or something?
Yeah, I started with Gioli page on Facebook when I was 17, 16. At the beginning was very classical, just doing piano. I was composing some piano solo music. And then again, as I said, when I was 18, I started the percussion. I posted some video of percussion as well on my Facebook page. And one of those became kind of local viral in my hometown, like around 10,000 views, 20,000 views, but they were all from Sicily.
Yeah, and I saw her.
So yeah, she saw that one and she started like commenting and liking other videos until when she wrote me, and then we started talk together. It was
24
Okay.
November 2014, 21st November 2014.
Oh, there you go. Well, okay. So, but did you, Assia, did you pursue her? Like, was it because of the music you wanted to just collaborate, or was there kind of a romantic interest there?
No, I was like liking her. Like,
oh, okay.
like her. Wow, like she's doing music. She's awesome. She's like, wow, everything. So at the beginning, she gave me the number, asked me the number. So I said, okay, now we're talking. So she was kind of interested too, no? So we started like talking about passions and things we were liking and things in common we were having. So it was like interesting, like, and then it became also a working relationship because we were so passionate about what we were doing, like music or graphics, pictures and everything, that was like spontaneous to become also a working relationship. So you know, when you're passionate of something like so much, there is no boundaries. Like it's like a moving, evolving ball, like in the air, you know?
Yeah, and also something that she learned, she teach me, and I learned from her, is that there's nothing you can't learn today with internet. Like a lot of time we maybe would have need someone to build our website, and she did it because she was like, I can learn how to do it. And I learned how to edit videos. She was taking videos and I'd edit them, and I still edit our own videos on YouTube because it's something that I really love and I couldn't give up. Like, even if sometimes members on our team say you should just concentrate on just producing music, but I love producing music as much as I love to organize videos and edit them.
Part of our vision too.
Like creative process, it sounds like.
Yeah, our creative process is 360. Like whenever we think of a song, then we think of where we should shoot this video and how we want it to be and etc. So
so it was like so spontaneous, and just because you like 360 what you're doing, your relationship, the fact that we have this chemistry is of course part of what we are creating nowadays. So there is like no differences from what we are as a couple and what we are in the music. So
interesting. Well, just to get your kind of backstory there, Assia, where you said you came from a very, very small town, born and raised there. And how do you get into music?
No, I born in different cities just because my hometown was so small, didn't have a hospital.
A hospital? Oh my gosh.
Yeah, I born in Patti. That is
how far is that?
An hour and a half, kind of. You have to.
So what if you need to go to the hospital? You have to drive an hour and a half, or there's some doctor there that hopes.
There's another close, like 30 minutes in another city.
But still, that's still far.
All small cities like around, surrounding, and all of them, like few of them are hospitals. Like for example, the one that has the hospital close to the hometown also has schools. So I was going to schools and taking the bus every morning, like 7 a.m. and going back home like 3 p.m. It was crazy. And no, the place I born is like 1 hour and a half, but the hospital was full in the other small city, so my mom went to the other one. But
oh wow, okay.
And then I did like normal school like in the hometown, and as I said, I was going to high school in the city close, 30 minutes, taking the bus every morning. And then of course, I wasn't like liking the idea to go to the university, but my parents, as usual, like, do doctor, do whatever you want to do, but like work. So I had to go and choose like languages at university, and I was interested in like languages. Like I always been interested like on learning, understanding the people, the cultures, and everything. So it was important to me, like if someone speaking like, I don't know, Armenian, I get crazy because I cannot understand them. So I was into understanding languages, and I studied Russian. together with French, Spanish, English, and yeah, Italian, of course.
Wow. How many languages can you speak?
5, but let's say I don't really speak Russian. I can like make understanding stuff and like talk like the normal, the basic, and understanding like 50%, let's say.
But
Yeah.
still 5 languages. That's amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
And
just her. I just speak English and Italian, so
English
Oh.
is right.
I try to speak a little bit of Spanish, but just because Italian and Spanish are
Yeah,
so
she
similar
can-
Yeah,
to each
they're
other.
similar, right?
Yeah,
that.
they're
She can
very
do
similar.
that.
Like if a Spanish person speaks to me in Spanish and I answer in Italian, we
Yeah.
can get along without
Yeah, there's a
problems.
lot of Sicilian dialects that are close to the Spanish
Catalan.
language.
Mhm.
So
Uh-huh.
it's really like you can hear some words and like understand that language.
French as well, right? Is it similar or is that
Yeah,
Yeah.
our
Yeah.
like Sicily is full of small towns, like can speak different language. Like all Italy has like each town has a different dialect. So
interesting?
that city, like it's called I don't remember how it's called, but anyway, they speak this dialect that is crazy. You cannot even understand that. Like it's like French, but so old, it's crazy. So yeah,
Wow.
of small languages.
Yeah, the best thing about Sicily is that we were colonized by so many cultures,
Mhm.
like Greek, Arabs, French, Spanish, that now like we have so many cultures inside of us. And you can feel it like whenever we talk or you go abroad and
Yeah.
see some traditions that are very similar to us. This is very cool.
Yeah, so I wasn't at all into music since I tried to find some teachers for guitar lessons or whatever, but wasn't possible. And
Or
yeah,
it was, they're just creeps.
yeah, exactly. Yeah, so awkward.
So, what were you always singing? I mean, you sing in the group.
Oh yeah, well, I forgot to mention that point. Like a lot of my come si dice? Compagni schoolmates were
Mhm.
into music and like vocal lessons, but it wasn't possible for me and my family to afford that lesson because it was in another city and it was expensive too.
Mhm.
So I wasn't taking that. And all my schoolmates were like singing during, I don't know, the school breaks or whatever when we were having parties. And I was like, okay, fuck you.
wish, yeah.
You're singing. I wish. But so I wasn't always into music, but it was impossible, like I said to me, like even playing the instruments or like even thinking about singing one day was impossible. So I tried to like ask my parents, can I have lesson? But it was a no. So yeah, it wasn't really something. But when I bought the laptop, my first laptop, I tried to record myself like some covers or some
Yeah,
stuff
she sent me.
and started to sending her or like other my friends, and it was like of course like a stupid thing,
Yeah,
not
but
a
I
thing.
think that passion can start whenever in your age. It doesn't really needs to be
Yeah.
young age.
Yeah,
Like,
of
for
course,
example,
if I started like before, it was so
yeah, but
easy.
I don't think that
Yeah.
there's like a run between other people. Like it's just about yourself, and when you
Yeah.
discover, like there's people that find about their sexuality when they are 30.
Oh, right.
So like there's not an age for any passion. I think also that our passions we develop in other stuff in the future. Like
Mhm.
I always love to be soundtrack composer, and there are a lot of things that get our interest. So I think we
Yeah.
will grow also in other directions.
Yeah,
in
like
the
for
future.
example, I was like in photography, but we like real estate design, like interior design, like so there's a lot of stuff we can do and we can become like in the future and in general.
How close were you guys when you were going to school? Obviously, you reached out and
All right.
yeah. And then how do you guys meet for the first time?
So it was 30 minutes from my small city to get into the city where there is the train station that is called Sant'Agata. So 30 minutes by car and then 1 hour by train.
Dang, that's commitment.
Yeah, we were doing.
So Gioli was like, okay, she's committed. She's gonna take an hour and a half to get to me.
No, but it wasn't always there.
No, yeah, of course.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, also like
You were committed to each other then, it sounds like. So you would go an hour and a half the other way back.
also like I took my drive lessons during lockdown and I was already 24. So
Oh,
because
you didn't have a car, you couldn't drive prior to that?
no, because we started, I mean, I finished high school when I was 18 because I did like 1 hour younger than other people just because I did like kind of primary school. I don't know how to explain that, but I started, my schoolmates were all 1995 and I was 96. So they were 19 when I was 18 and I finished high school and I started university in Sicily of literature for 2 weeks. Then I went to Cambridge, then she enrolled me and we started working together and then we started traveling almost right away. So the first year that I could stop and take drive lesson was during lockdown. And
wow.
yeah, like she used to drive me to this place and take lesson and wait for me 1 hour every day.
Wow.
Yeah,
that's love.
It was an accomplishment for both of us.
Yeah. And she teach me how to park, which is very hard.
Yeah.
And I still don't know how to do it.
I mean, driving Palermo, it's crazy because at that time we were living in Palermo. So it was crazy. Like,
yeah, and also like the question is why Assia wasn't driving and taking the train instead of driving. It's also because she was from this small town and she wasn't so secure of driving highway before that,
but also was faster.
Yeah,
taking the train.
Now we drive like for 3-4 hours. Like for us is normal because our videographer are in Catania, which is like 3-4 hours from our house, and every time we have to drive and to see them. Also my family is based in Milazzo and it's 4 hours from where we live
in
now.
Sicily. If you want to take something, you have to get your car and take it.
Trains,
okay.
best options, they are very slow.
It's not well
always
connected.
on delay.
Public transit isn't the easiest.
Sounds
like.
I'm sorry about Sicily because we are talking like it's the worst place ever.
No,
we love
it's
our
so beautiful.
we love Sicily.
You're not talking down on it. You're just saying that it's hard to get around. It's hard to get around. I grew up in San Diego. There's no public transportation. If you didn't have a car, you were hoofing it far.
I don't know, metropolitan, like from my city to her.
There's some difference between the north of Italy and the south of Italy. Like in Milan, you can get a train, go to Paris in 2 hours. The south, I mean, in 2 hours, you cannot also.
You better get a plane and go to Mumbai.
Like you just have to take your car and drive because trains is not the best options. Also like bus as well. But I mean, like after...
we were doing like 1 hour and a half almost every day. But like after a month or so.
No, in the summer.
In summer we started maybe like sleeping together at her house or my house. So we started like this way. And then because of parents, of course, like in general.
I told to my parents right away, while for her
my parents didn't knew that. And I told them like a month later. Not even that far.
They didn't know that you guys were together, or they didn't know that that you were out. Or did you have to come out to your parents then, or were you already out to your parents?
I came out to my dad even before like knowing for sure. I told to my father like there's this possibility of me being bisexual. and because I really have a nice relationship with my father, like it was just spontaneous. And he was completely fine. Like, I mean, doesn't change anything.
Right.
Why I took a couple of months more to tell it to my mom. And she was just like, she didn't expect it at all. She wasn't like, she was very surprised. So it took her a little bit more, but it wasn't like a negative reaction. Thank you.
That's good.
Just like surprised because I used to have a lot of boyfriends. But I mean, it was a very small environment, and so we have to act like everything was normal. So I wanted to be in the society with my boyfriend just to look cool with my friends, but it wasn't like
that could be hard. I mean, for sure.
Like 8 years ago, in the beginning was not even like WhatsApp, but like not even like
Mhm.
Oh,
crazy.
yeah, it
Yeah,
didn't
WhatsApp,
go, yeah.
but in the previous
Yeah.
relationship I was
Yeah,
having,
when we
like
were
for
younger.
example, my parents didn't knew that, but I was not even having like WhatsApp, as I said, like 10 years ago. It wasn't like impossible. It's not like nowadays everyone comes out happy and proud on TikTok. It's so easy. You can find
Yeah, but this is a
LGBTQ.
good thing.
Yeah, exactly. That's
Yeah.
crazy. And
yeah, we're
like
very
I'm so happy
happy.
for the generation of these days, because like even if it looks like we didn't make any step forward, we really
We
did.
really did, yeah.
Because it's like it's so easy right now. Okay, there are still countries that are trying to have this politics solved, but like in the majority of the world, like you can like walk hand by hand free.
Yeah, but
So
also
Mhm.
in Sicily, we've never been discriminated, and
we
this
were
was
That's
not
great.
also.
yeah, this
We were
was very
lucky.
this was surprising for us, because I mean, of course, it's not like going to a big city like London or Milan, but everybody was supportive, and we are very happy about it. Like,
Yeah.
families also, like my older relatives, everybody knew that she was my girlfriend, but
Yeah.
everything was very normal.
Yeah, the
and
beginning, for example, before her, I was having other relationship, but I always hidden them, because it wasn't like not even thinking about I could have told something like this to my parents, no? Like a
Mhm.
small town, Sicily, it's
Sure.
like crazy, no? Even if I was like normal with it, I was doing my own life without no problem. But I knew if I was meeting someone like so important in my life, I would have done it. So when she came and she told me, you have to tell your parents or we split. So I said, okay.
Oh,
Like-
damn, an ultimatum.
No, yeah, because I
Yeah.
was finally out and
Yeah, like a
proud, so
joke.
I didn't want to go back into the
Yeah.
closet after
Sure.
all the fights, and finally telling to my parents. Finally went to Cambridge, and in Cambridge I was
Yeah.
completely myself. I met some girls, and it was feeling very well, so I didn't want to go backwards.
Yeah.
And it wasn't for her to come out, and I didn't want her to feel uncomfortable, but at the same time I wanted me to be comfortable, to finally
Yeah,
be
and
the
also
person that I was, and I
we
am.
were in the relationship already since 4 months, 5 months, and we wanted to move to another city together. We wanted to
Mhm.
stay together. So at that point, it was like clear to me also to speak to my parents, and it was like perfect. It was like normal. My mom just the first day was like surprised, but yeah, then after that it was so normal. Like
yeah.
everyone accepted. Like
After few weeks, months, yeah.
That's
no,
good.
Yeah, I mean,
normal. Like
Yeah,
they
yeah,
love
yeah.
us. So
now it's a family. Now
yeah.
her mom is taking care of our sons, our 3 dogs, our puppies.
Oh, your sons. I
Yeah,
love
we
that.
love them. She loves them so much.
Yeah.
That's cool. That is cool. So when you guys, obviously you're in a relationship, you're doing the music thing. When do you form this duo as like, okay, let's do this artist project? And when do you start putting out music?
We started again, like there weren't rules on this
Mhm.
career. It was very like step by step. So at the beginning, at the early beginning, she was my manager and I was the artist, because I had already the Facebook page. Some videos went viral. So like she was taking all the relationship with promoters and taking care of the website,
Yeah,
and
the
doing
image.
videos. Yeah. And then around 2017, we saw what Chainsmokers did, and we were really inspired by them, because they were DJs, but they were also a live act, and Yu is a singer and Alex is performing. So we said like, this is very cool, and
Yeah.
it can add some value
Yeah.
in my instrumental songs, like trying to add the lyrics so people can relate to the song better.
Yeah, also because we were doing everything like in the studio, from the graphics to the contracts to the bookings to like the music and the production and everything. So it was also this spontaneous for us to become from a solo project to a duo project. And it was like very quick for the people as well. Like we started releasing the first song
2017, 2018.
So people started liking them and asking for them more. So we were like, okay, maybe we should start. And then we had the first like event ever. It was
I mean,
in
the visa,
Madrid.
no, the visa residency was the
Yeah, the real one.
the
like,
duo, yeah, the first duo performance
Yeah.
was the Ibiza residency in 2019 at Privilege.
yeah,
And
like
it was
right quick.
the best summer ever we have had, because it was very cool to finally play and perform in the same city
Mhm.
that we were staying, so we didn't have to take flight that much, and it was very cool. And we also could enjoy the island, invite our friends and families to come over,
Yeah.
went together to Formentera. It was the best
Yeah,
summer.
we spent couple time, family time, and music time. So it was like perfect combo.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah. What was the first moment that, or was there a viral moment that happened quickly with the duo? It sounded like Gioli had some prior success with that. And then
Yeah,
when you guys became a duo, was there a moment that kind of validated what the work you had been doing together?
when we decided to make the YouTube format called the Assias
Yeah.
Live, right away the first video went viral in a week. So we were very lucky with that one. And the second one, even more, like the
Yeah.
second one now has more than 25 million views on YouTube. And definitely like was the highest moment on our career.
Mhm.
Like even my solo project wasn't getting that high of attention. So
25 million views. Oh my God. Was it a music video?
yeah, it's a music.
Live performance. Like,
Yeah, it's
Uh,
that.
30 minutes long video of us performing on top of a volcano. So
that's wild. 30-minute video that's 25 million views.
yeah,
Yeah. So everything like really started developing like in a much bigger
faster,
view
yeah, faster.
from that video. So
Yeah, 2019 was the year of the change, when we signed
Mhm.
with agencies for the first time. We signed with Ultra Records for the first
Mhm.
time. So it was like the best year for our career, because we learned a lot of stuff we didn't know how was working with an agency before,
or even
And
like the music industry in general. I mean, we were having an idea, but from Sicily, it's not like being in Los Angeles.
no,
So,
yeah, like more than Sicily, it's like Europe and
Yeah.
US. Like we've never been in the US before 2019, and after our videos blow up, we came here in the US for the first time, and we saw like our agency. We did this meeting, and it felt really good. I mean,
like the American dream.
Yeah,
For
exactly.
real. Like meeting first time, coming in the US and meeting all the
these big agents.
yeah, like
from all
they
the
have, I don't
agencies.
know, like Rosalia, Florence and the Machine, and then you see them interested in you,
Your
and it's
project,
like,
yeah.
oh,
Wow.
wow.
So we built
So-
something.
Yeah, that's huge. That's so cool.
Yeah.
With what was I gonna say? Now I just totally blanked out on my question. Oh wow. I just
Yeah, it
like
happened well.
that's the first time that's ever happened. I like had a totally question, and then it just like escaped my brain.
Yeah, sorry, we
Um
speak a lot.
no, it's not you, it's my fault. Okay, you have this viral moment. Oh yeah, sorry, now I remembered it. Okay, so 2019 is this big year, right? For
Yeah.
you, and then 2020 everything shuts down.
Lockdown,
So how is
yeah.
it's like you're building and building and building and building, and then like
Yeah, yes.
the
Yeah.
world closed, and especially in Italy. I mean, Italy was real bad.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but I got my drive license.
Oh yeah, that's true. So there was a positive piece, and you guys have a record that your album you just put out. But aside from that, like how like having everything kind of the rug pulled out from under you, was that like obviously crushing, but were you worried like, oh my gosh, like are we going to be able to keep momentum up, and how did you deal with that? Did you keep putting songs out?
There were
Yeah.
so many cool festivals like we were having planned for that
2020,
year.
yeah.
So all of them skipped to 2020 to 2021.
Some of them forever until now,
Yeah.
because like we were planning to play Alpha Future People in Russia, and now Russia is of course in war. So like
Sure.
there are some opportunities that are still not achieved. Also, like our YouTube channel, half of our subscribers are from Russia as well. I mean, of course, during lockdown, there were some bad days in which we were kind of down, but at the same time, I kind of liked that period because all of those years going fast and traveling, finally we could like have some moments for ourselves
at home
with our dogs, and it felt good also to kind of going back to the start, like why do we like music, what kind of music do we want to produce in this period that we have a lot of time. We also did some cool videos that went viral as well.
Yeah,
like
we kind of kept the momentum, also doing some video launches like from home. So a few episodes, like six or something, and people were starting like having this relationship like even during the quarantine with us. So we kind of keep the momentum with those videos. And after, like Sicily was closed, but since everything was
there were some periods in which we could go out and make videos, so we used them to make 2 videos, one in Punta Bianca that now has around 10 millions, and then the lake that is very special, around 3 millions. And they're very cool. We love those videos.
So we had like time, maybe not to travel and doing festivals and clubs, but was building moments as well, like maybe not that fast like he would have been without COVID, but of course it was like we didn't like
but also COVID affected a lot of people, not just in the music industry, so we felt like very lucky that we still could continue to work and have support from Ultra, our label.
Especially the music industry, like in Italy the music industry was shut down till like now.
Like some events came back during the summer this year, but we already last year started working again in some countries like Turkey, Greece.
There's places where the music really never stopped, while in Italy it was crazy, like a lot of people were working and living
but also
from music,
because Italy was affected more than other countries. It was first
that was one of the worst ones. I mean, like, and one of the first ones.
Like cared about a lot of kind of jobs, let's say, even if not that 100% perfectly, but the music was the last thing. So
Italy is still trying to understand what music industry really can be and how can be useful for a nation to have this kind of roles and artists. In Italy, it's just more about like the Italian pop songs artists than the international
now
one.
they're
like,
understanding, like with Måneskin, like Medusa, they are like understanding which is the value like of the music industry and of the Italian music as well. Like even before them, like if you think about the Italian music in the past, like the lyric, the sopranos, the opera, like Modugno, Italy was so powerful. Like, and nowadays it's like they could get back, and now they're coming up again, and people are kind of trying to see the powerful of this music industry like internationally. So
we were just saying that COVID affected our career like everybody else, but at the same time we tried to find the good thing about it, like the fact that we could stay home with our families, that is not like taken for granted.
And this changed everything also. Now there's in the artists, like every day you can see artists, big artists, like announcing that they want to stop or something because of
I think that doing a touring artist like 365 days a year like we do and a lot of artists do can be tough sometimes, because you are also like a normal human being, and human beings love habits, and like waking up in the morning, and even just like I miss my coffee machine in my home, and I miss waking up and see my dogs. I miss sitting at my studio.
Routine.
So like of course, a lot of people say this is the best job ever. Yeah, it's true. We are very grateful for everything we achieved so far. But at the same time, we need also some simple moments where we can be just.
It's just about playing. I mean, if you look at airport and planes, it's like so crazy. I don't even understand why
like
they're trying to invent metaverse and they don't try to invent teletransportation.
I was thinking this like, here in the US for 8 events in 30 days. So we're going to play, let's say 8-10 hours, 30 days for 8 hours of show. So like this is the balance, because of course like you need to
teletransport
you need to take a plane, and then you have to wait for the other events. I mean, there's a lot of waste of time because of traveling. Also we come from Italy, so whenever we want to come here or go in Asia, it's like 24 or even more time to fly.
It's like, it's crazy. It took 1 day and more to come here. Like, it shouldn't be like so
because of
long
course
nowadays.
Palermo is not connected well as a big city, so every time it's like Palermo, Rome, and then we did Rome.
I don't think it changed.
I think Rome, Zurich, San Francisco, Austin, something like that. And of course we lost our baggage.
And like,
oh really? So did you stay in San Francisco, or did you just landed there to go to Austin?
We go to but also we since there were so many people, there was a big queue for controls, so we lost our flight and we had to take the later flight, and we landed in Austin at 6 a.m. in the morning, same day of the show.
Oh my, that's
like,
awful.
Is the coolest and the best work ever. Like, we love doing the shows and meeting people and fans, and the people who came like show after show, we love them.
But
when it comes to traveling, that it's so bad. Like, it's like, it feels so old. Like, I
mean, of course there's people in the planet that take jets and private
shuttles.
They maybe they are not affected like we are, but I mean, I think there's a balance in every job.
Jet, I think
every kind of job has something that you don't like, but you have to like to get to the point. Just do what you love, and at the same is for us. Like, we love to perform in front of people and play our music, and the best feeling is when you are in the studio producing an album and then you see it live for the first time. Like, that feeling is the best feeling.
And when people tell their stories
else,
and
like,
they
you
hug
just forget it.
I love it. Well, with the album, you guys play all the instruments on the records as well?
Of
everything.
Course. There are some instruments that we use, some electronic plugins like synthesizer, these kind of things. But of course, like piano, drums, and handpan are raw instruments that we have in our home.
All the rest is produced by, I don't know, plugins or whatever.
But everything's self-produced and self-recorded and released. Like, that's really that's incredible. With that, like, when do you start working on the album that just came out?
In January,
but there were like 3 songs that were already in the pot. Like 2 of them
during lockdown.
I'll Be Fine and Shooting in My Chest. We wrote these 2 during lockdown, but we were having another one. We were having the riff and hook of the melody of Wieder Love already more than 3 years ago.
We wrote it in 2018,
and
just
then
the
it became
piano
a song.
During
the writing session. So it was
January and February were so creative. Like since we live together and we have our studio inside the house, it is very easy for us just to wake up and go to the piano and produce,
or spend the whole night.
When we are very inspired, we can finish like 5 songs in a week. It's very fast. It's just about like time that you of course have to be home and present, and inspiration too, like for this album we were very inspired, and like piece by piece we were building the concept. And when you have a clear concept in mind, you just have to put everything else. So it's better to have a concept at the beginning, because you know what you want to tell to people, and you can write lyrics thinking about that.
Yeah, also, as you said, it's all like produced and composed and wrote by us, and we are very proud of that, especially because in the beginning, where we were trying to like enter in the music industry, everyone was like, okay, you don't produce, you don't sing, we will like send you playlists with music and you will choose one, and like, no.
Yeah,
Like, we
there are
wanna-
some, there are
yeah.
some management that just want to take control of everything about the creativity
Yeah, and
aspect, so they can have songwriters, they can have producers, and
Mhm.
they can have performing artists, and try to have percentage from all of
Yeah.
them.
But of course, like for girls, like entering the music industry is even like harder to do, no?
Right.
Actually, if you
Yeah.
use it, like they give you everything and they can take everything from you.
Yeah,
So,
but
like,
also like I choose to do music because I
Exactly.
wanted to make music. Otherwise, I would have been like a lawyer my mom would want. So
Yeah.
we didn't accept those rules, and we just like came back to be self-managed for a period, and
Yeah.
starting doing those videos that eventually became viral.
yeah,
So
without a management.
yeah,
Wow. Yeah, I
Yeah.
think it's interesting that it is definitely a lot tougher for females in this industry. Because I have a Mac computer, I in GarageBand on it, right? I could just start telling people I'm a producer, like, oh yeah, I can drop some loop, I'm a producer. And where women, it's like not the same thing, you know what I mean? Like, you can't, if you say you're a producer, then it's like,
yeah,
oh, you are.
you have to gain trust of people by showing
Yeah,
to
like
them.
every time we were meeting a big artist, like even nowadays, at some point they tell you like,
Yeah, you should
show how you
make more
produce the
videos
music, because
and
people
yeah.
think you are ghost produced. So
Mhm.
I mean, it was a statement for us to do this album, also because she can play every instrument. Why she shouldn't?
Yeah, like I should have people in my head saying like
Yeah,
you have
like,
to play this. I mean, there's
why
no
anyone
sense of
else
what they
should
say.
produce what we can do,
Yeah.
and why anyone else can write like what we can write and what we
Yeah,
can
but I think
express.
that our fans know exactly because they saw the process. Like, for example, in 2017, still, I never played drums. So we went to see Coldplay for the first
Mhm.
time, and I was so inspired by them that when we came out the stadium, I told her like, we have to buy a big drum. I want to learn how to play it. And I never took lesson. I just like do it by my
Yeah, and
instinct.
also after the last tour in the US, we were so inspired by people and how the music and our live show was becoming like more live, more bandy one. So we thought like we need to do this album based on our live show and on what the people like to see on the stage, like you playing the instruments, me singing, and eventually like some dancing moments. And it was important, like all this process, like writing this album. It was, I mean, of course we would love to work with big producers as well, like making
But
featuring
this album
collaboration.
was like a statement for us.
Yeah.
We wanted to
Mhm.
say this is Gioli Assia, and just us two wrote
It
and
was an
produced everything.
important moment.
Just for us to have like a catalog and say like when we perform live, we have so many songs that we like and that represent perfectly what we are. Because before this album, there were some songs that we liked more, some songs that we didn't. So we wanted to clear like, this is us. And there are 16 songs in this album that can prove you that like, this is what we like and what we want to do and perform in the stage.
Yeah.
Mhm. You said, what's is it called a hand drum, the instrument that it's like, it looks like a turtle shell.
Yeah.
I love that. And I think that instrument is like the coolest instrument that there is, to be honest. Like, I just, the sound of it, everything about it is so awesome. And you said that was inspired by Coldplay, or
no,
just drums in general. Drums in general. Got it. So
yeah.
how did you learn that instrument? Because there's like, you never see anyone playing that. And it's like the coolest one. And
I
it's super freaking expensive because I'm like, I want to learn how to play that. And it was like, damn, that's expensive.
Yeah, no, you're
less-
right. You're
less
right.
expensive.
Yeah, however, I think that playing the piano and then the guitar and then percussion allowed me to have a good sense of rhythm. So I think I could learn any instrument if I buy it and just take time
Yeah.
to know the instrument itself. But music is just one at the end of the day. So if you know how to perform music in general, if you know the music rules, you can play piano and they can play guitar and everything is the same.
Yeah.
So we already had Gioli official page was already big, and we wrote to this producer of Handpan from the US and told him like, would you like,
Handpan, that's it.
yeah, would you like to do a collaboration with us? Like we receive your Handpan and we make a number of videos tagging your product, and the first one, boom, viral, like 17 million.
Yeah, we knew
17 million on Facebook.
We knew
So
that.
this producer was very happy. So like he
Oh,
was
sure.
very request every day for a couple of months.
Yeah, it was like friends because we knew that this kind of videos were becoming viral, because when you saw usually a handpan, like you see it in a chill way, like a yoga music.
Yeah, it's more of like, yeah,
like
the
Chill.
sound healing things, yeah, stuff like that.
associated that to a beat machine. So it was like mind blowing, because you feel like these cool melodies like singing and then this beat and like kick and everything. So it was like crazy for the people
but
to see
it took a little bit to know how to use it and to use it. Yeah, but also live, because at the beginning we just use it for the videos on Facebook, but never use it for the live show. So in 2019, when we did those videos of us playing together, I used also the Handpan, and we started to have the Handpan on tour as well. So yeah, I think we always knew what we wanted to achieve, but it just physically needs time to grow in your head, the exact way to do things. Like you have to grow. And we understood that, like we always knew that we wanted to do something like this album, but you have to grow to know how to do it and to write the lyrics in the way, to listen a lot of music and
write music that represent us as well.
So we are very happy about this album.
Yeah, now the handpan, for example, you can hear it clearly in 3 tracks, but there's pieces like where like we transformed it. Like you take the recording of the handpan, then I don't know,
play with it,
you cut it, you switch it, like it's different. So it's it became like a plugin now.
Yeah, but there are some songs where we want it to be raw and easy to understand, so people can connect the song to the instrument, and I can also play it live too.
Yeah,
it's such a cool instrument. I mean, the way that you use it in the music, it sounds so good. I just not an instrument a lot of people use or play. I mean, because it's like drums and you have notes. It's like the coolest. Yeah, it's such a beautiful instrument.
It's a little bit limited because of course they are built handmade. So each of them is like a tune, a key. So you cannot really change it.
This is why the most of songs that we have with the handpan are all in B minor, because it would be crazy for me to have one handpan B minor, one handpan in F.
Yeah, because you have to, each handpan itself is a different key, right? You have to buy a handpan knowing it's going to be in this key.
Exactly. So we also have an electronic one, and we are trying to
have a new one
to produce another one electronic to bring with us.
Yeah, so we just can change the key in our iPhone or iPad, and we just have one handpan, and this would be very useful and easy. Because the handpan is very heavy. So like 7 kilos in your back all the time is not the best for backish.
For sure. Well, I appreciate both of you doing this today. Thank you so much, Gioli. Thank you so much, Assia. This has been so fun. Thank you for taking time to hang out.
Thank you for having us today.
Sure, we loved it.
I have one more question for each of you. I want to see if I can get an individual answer. If you have any advice for aspiring artists.
Yeah, I would say just try to be unique with your sound. Don't care about the trend, because in a long term, it would pay more if you just try to focus on your own sound and build your own career.
Yeah, I just would say, don't let anyone say what you can do or not do. Just you can do and be wherever you want to be and do whatever you want to do. Just you need to realize it.
Bringing it backward.